Can you reveal if it will be on Xbox One and PS4?
This game won't. No. Again, we didn't want to onto another system.
It wasn't ready, as you say.
Yeah, I mean there are design reasons, there are technical reasons. As a company, obviously we're looking at next gen. Company the Codemasters size, you'd be surprised that we weren't looking at every avenue, but there's a significant amount of technology work that has to be done just to get a car on a track running around next gen consoles. I mean that's how far back it goes. And then there's which bits do you want to take across? Which bits are you confident in that's stable enough and that you couldn't do better? You know, you've got physics, you've got AI, you've got weather, you've got damage, you've got all these different components. There's quite a strong lead time in terms of what you want to do, and like I said, we don't want to just stick a game out there, difficult as it would have been for the console's launch title. You're going up against something like Forza, who they're exclusive to one platform, so it's easier to tailor the experience to one console. The extra complexities about making things across 3 different platforms is huge. And we want to come out with a bang again, you know. We want to do something that's cool. We don't want to just be like we're not a AAA player, you know. So
I guess it depends how much you look into it, but would you have to more or less start from scratch for next gen, or would you be able to carry some stuff over? I know you've got an engine that currently works on still the current platform, but is that
both, to be honest. There's large chunks we are actively rewriting. There are specific. In games there are TCRs and TRCs, certain requirements, basically MOTs that Sony or Microsoft require you to do certain things. And there are a number of different things, features that they want you to promote on next gen. There are a number of different online things you have to do, loading restrictions on various bits and pieces. So the technical challenges in just coming over those things, in addition to then uplifting your game, you know, from a car perspective, for example. So we're still not sure whether you would take an existing car model or you would scratch it again and rebuild it all for next gen, just because there's so much more horsepower. You know, you don't want to limit yourself too early on. So obviously the more that you've got to take back to basics, the longer your lead up time needs to be. So have the confidence in us that we will do it when the time's right and when we're ready. You know, we'll be absolutely confident about that. We're not hiding behind anything. We're not shy about anything. We're not scared by future technology. In fact, we're massively excited about it. You know, when you've been working on a generation of consoles for so long, it's great to be able to see wins like 2010, 2011, 2012. You can start to pick some relatively easy wins game on game, but as you get nearer to the console's end life, it's much more hard to find those wins. We're lucky this year we've had Ant, who's been our art director, and he's really helped to streamline and focus on the areas we should be focusing on. But next gen's a whole new beast, and personally, from my point of view, I'd want the physics to be moved on a significant amount. I want the AI to be moved on a significant amount. I want the graphics to be moved on a significant amount.
So obviously the engine you use, I think it's the Ego engine.
Yeah.
That was obviously, I think, built before you knew you had the F1 license, so that was not only built privately. Would you want to, I guess building your engine is probably a huge thing, but re-engineer it? I think you've already modified it quite a bit to just...
Yeah, we've had multiple iterations of Ego. So Ego 1, I think, it goes back as far as the Token and stuff, and there are various bits that not quite back to that date that still exists, but there are various bits in various different eras where the person who wrote it is no longer there, so it's very difficult to understand it and not get any programmer who works on any software, whether it's games or anything, they want to rewrite it because they're convinced they can do it better. That's just development for you. But yeah, I mean, there's a significant amount of technology work I would say to bring it forward. So I'm not exactly sure. You know, the roadmap of the company going forward is we are looking at it. We've got a central tech department. All the studios are wanting to share technology so we can build up and learn from other games and invest back into it. But it takes takes so much time. I mean, you can't even begin it. Like I said, the planning for classic content came years ago. It seems to have been so long. And you know, obviously the next gen consoles, we were aware that they were coming this year for a while, but there's a lot of planning that needs to be done, kind of like a house move, I guess, to the other part of the world. You need to you to get everything down and be confident. There's no way that you can kind of, we could have promised to deliver a next gen version this year and then gone, no, actually we can't do it. You need to, once you've set your marker in the sand.
It's a similar thing for everyone's photos, isn't it? It's a similar thing.
Absolutely, yeah. It's easier from our side because we've got the confidence in the team. It's the same team that building on it year on year. So from an internal point of view, there's a lot of tired guys, and they're crunching year on year. There's a lot, they know the technology inside out, and we're confident because we made a success in 2010. It was a difficult decision in time not to do PS3, Xbox 360, PC in 2009, but the decision was fully justified. So everyone in the company's got the confidence in us that next gen will come when we're ready.